feel like science hasn't even figured out what women are if we're testing them
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And I mean, there are so many things that it goes back to, but I feel like it really, really goes back to like, unfortunately, the patriarchy and the fact that like women are complicated. Like that's what the world thinks is that,
Yeah.
well, we have funky hormones, so we're complicated. And it's like,
Well,
well,
the standard is men. And so
yeah.
instead of acknowledging the sex differences
Hmm.
and actually thinking that they're valid,
Yeah.
and making a point of figuring it out, they're just doing, I would say, the easy, lazy thing,
Yeah.
which is just to kind of try to make women like men. And
Yeah.
for anyone who's not sure of like why this would make a difference, so when they're testing these drugs, but they're not testing them when we have hormones. So they're missing the point where estrogen is really high before ovulation. They're missing the point where the progesterone literally skyrockets post ovulation. The amount of progesterone we produce after ovulation is very significant, and we don't produce significant progesterone before. So if you're testing women, outside of that, and and you're not looking at what's going on in their hormones, then when they come out with these drugs and they say they're fine, all these women are having side effects, and so
Yeah. And
yeah,
it's like,
like
because
it's a
it's
it's a
actually not
systemic
fine during the whole
because you
process,
don't
which is,
even know.
yeah.
You didn't even test it. And it's not important. Obviously, it's not on the top of their agenda. But
Yeah.
furthermore, they haven't even studied us enough to know what's going on
Hmm.
because they just don't seem to be concerned to do so.
It's a whole thing. And I feel like, unfortunately, too, that's a skill that like a lot of people just don't have. Like they read research papers and they're like, oh, well, they came out with this, so like this is safe, or like this is what they found. And I'm like, but did you read like the criteria they were using? Did you read the sample size? Did you read who they were performing these on?
How long they used it for,
Yeah.
like
Did you read the discussion on what they actually like? Sure, they might tell you what they found, but like, what did they actually think of what they found? And there's just like so much that goes into research and research papers and yeah, and that's the hard thing with social media too, but that's also part of the reason why I wanted to do the podcast is I'm like, okay, it gives us a place to like talk about these things and really look into it.
well,
uh,
and about the because I mean, I could talk about research all day, but to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, it's like
mhm.
I'm really happy that we live in a time where we have access to so much research.
Yeah.
It has allowed me to expand on these topics, and especially with a topic like fertility awareness, which isn't necessarily looked at to be, it's not accepted as, if you look at the actual studies on fertility awareness or doctors' attitudes towards fertility awareness based methods, even to this day, a lot of physicians and other health professionals don't think of it as a legitimate method and all of that. So I
Yeah.
am very thankful that we